Okay, I'm here with Paul Aieta from White Brothers. He's an old friend, and he's here to show us some exciting new products. Paul?
Okay, thanks, Francis. Let me start off by showing our 650B fork. We're offering 5 different models for 650B this year. We make an 80 mil, 100 mil, and 130 mil fork. This one right here is a 100 mil with a quick release dropout. We're offering 650B in the Magic series, and all of the forks in the Magic series feature this special threshold valve, which reduces bob when you're pedaling out of the saddle, and it's controlled by magnets, and you can set your threshold with this knob and dial in exactly how much bob you want or how much you can live with. So these forks are made by hand in Grand Junction, Colorado. In our production facility, we have 12 people working at our company. We make White Brothers forks, we make MRP chain guides, Treitler rollers is one of our products, Tamer seat posts is our brand, and Power Grips, the famous pedal straps.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, and we make those all under our roof in Grand Junction. So we have a full machine shop. At MRP, we machine the crowns, the braces, the dropouts, all the internal parts. We do buy the tubes from tubing specialists. We don't draw our own tubes. Not too many fork makers do.
Right.
So we're offering this, the 650B, in the Magic series, also the Fluid series, which does not have the threshold valve for riders that just want pure fork without that feature.
Paul, talk about 650B. Have you noticed an increase in demand in the last 12 months?
Well, we produced a run of 650B forks about a year ago, right after Kirk presented his bike at this show last year.
12 months ago, yeah.
We took a run of orders for the 650B, and we've made a few dozen of the forks. There's definitely increased interest in the 650B. We're starting to get calls from consumers, which I think is a good indicator that the awareness is getting out there. And we're excited to be able to offer it. It was not terribly difficult for us to re-engineer the forks for 650B because we have this 3-piece modular pressed together to lower. So it was a matter of changing the tube length and a few control rods and so forth. But we didn't have to cast the lower for 650B.
The modular design enabled it.
Enabled us to be able to bring something to market right away.
So quickly, yeah.
Yeah. So, and after being at the show for a day, I'd say it was a chance for 650B to take hold. It's a sensible wheel size. If you think about designing a bike from a clean sheet of paper and thinking about what wheel size to choose, not taking into consideration tires or so forth, it's a smart wheel size.
Yeah, especially for suspension.
For getting into the longer travel,
like
the 5 or 6 inch travel, 650B is going to be easier to design around than 29.
Okay. Anything else to show us?
Sure. Let me show. This is a prototype of a quick release through axle system we call Q-Lock, QLOQ. And if you look, I don't know if you can catch it in the camera there, but you can see there's a pin that's inserted through the 20 mil dropout, and the axle has a kind of a bayonet style slot in it. And then there's a quick release lever on this side and a knob, and you simply turn the knob, pull the axle out, change the wheel, whatever, put it back in, turn it, clamp it down. So this system is based on a Hartlett design, which came from England, and we're going to introduce it in the U.S. So that's new. What we have in our booth, I don't have with me right now, is we prototyped a 120 mil spaced 29er fork. We have a custom-made hub from Pole Components, 120 mil.
Wow.
What that enables you to do is to build a disc wheel with symmetrical spoke geometry,
Nice.
so even spoke tension, stronger front wheel, basically. So I don't know if you're going to be going around.
Yeah,
later with
we'll
the
definitely
camera,
check that out.
I had to leave something in the booth for my colleagues to show. So that's the Q-Lock system, and we plan to have these as a regular part of the line this fall.
Great. Thank you.
This is our newest chain guide. It's called the G2, which stands for Generation 2. It's a completely new style of chain guide from MRP. MRP was the originator of the racing guide systems going back to the mid-90s, and we developed this chain guide to offer a very lightweight single ring guide with bash protection for the whole guide. This protects the chain ring and the lower guide. Kind of the heart of the G2 is this molded polycarbonate skid. The skid is attached to the boomerang in 3 points. It's molded to match perfectly with the boomerang, so impacts are absorbed very well, not by the hardware, but by the entire boomerang. The skid provides protection to the chain ring. It provides an inner guide surface, uninterrupted from front to back for the chain. It protects the lower guide, and by combining back with the boomerang in this portion, it provides stiffness and durability to the lower portion of the guide. So we were able to take some weight out of the aluminum, but by combining the polycarbonate with the alloy boomerang, it's a very stiff, very strong guide. It uses a pulley wheel in the bottom, a derailleur cage style top guide. This is very easy to install and adjust. It's a front access system, so single bolt front access. You can easily set this up on your bike. We make ISCG 05 and ISCG mounting pattern. It's a very low profile guide, so very tight chain lines can be run, which is important for a lot of the racers.
Nice.
So that's the G2. And let me show you, thanks Francis, this is a product that we'll be bringing to market this year. It's called the XC Guard, Cross Country Guard. It's designed to be installed on bikes with double chain rings or triple chain rings. It's not a chain guide, it's simply a protective device that keeps your chain ring from getting destroyed when you go over that log or rock. It'll just take the impact off your crankset.
Does it prevent the chain from falling as well?
Well, the upper part here, this fin up here, is designed to keep the chain from falling
into the frame,
inboard down to the bottom bracket area. But that's the only kind of chain retention element of this guide. It's going to hang down, straight under the bottom bracket, so there'll be some distance from the big ring and the middle ring.
Gotcha.
This is bottom bracket mounted. We'll just simply install on the drive side in place of one of the spacers. Clamp it down, and we've been testing it for months and months, and it holds up very well, and it stays in place well.
Yeah, so. Looks like a wide range of bikes that can use this.
Yeah, I mean, our hope is that more frame companies will adopt the ISCG tabs on their bottom bracket shell. You don't see them very much on cross-country bikes right now, but you will in the future.
There you go. Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thank you.